Before this video begins, I'd like to remind you that despite these fancy glasses that make me look incredibly smart and this amazing wardrobe, I am not a professional, and anything I say is just my opinion and not an actual recommendation. Welcome everyone to my first time with my mom in my videos. It's actually kind of exciting. And we're gonna talk about love in this video because it's almost Valentine's Day and you need to get your love advice from someone, and it might as well be me because, well, you know, I clearly am the guru of love. That was a terrible movie. Love Guru?
Oh, I didn't see it.
It was awful. So don't watch it. That's my first piece of advice. Don't watch The Love Guru because it's terrible.
FYI. Yeah.
Fee, if you will.
I like Hawaii.
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 So we went on Twitter. Well, I went on Twitter because she doesn't know how to tweet. But I went on Twitter.
Tweet. I don't tweet.
You don't know anything about them birds? Them blue birds flying around?
No twitting.
So definitely I went on Twitter and asked you guys some of your love questions to see if we can figure out how to solve your love life. So in the spirit of these questions, I didn't want to go off of what she said too much because, you know, I have my own personal way of speaking and my personal way of giving advice. So I wanted to do mine separately from her so I can give you my version and then her version.
He's wrong.
So the first question comes from Michaela C. And she asks, how to tell someone you're friends with who keeps asking you out that you don't want to date them?
Okay, Michaela. First off, as hard as it is to try to be nice to somebody and kind of ease them into it because you don't want any bad feelings, unfortunately, I don't know any other way to break it to them but just being honest and saying it gently. Make a point to try to be friends with them still. Give them the option if they want to still try to be friends, because that might be more for their comfort to not see you afterward. Experience has told me that it's better to just rip the Band-Aid off, because I've done it in the past and prolonged it, and unfortunately it just made it way messier and horrible.
It was a bloody mess.
It was bad.
Michaela, basically what you're gonna wanna do is just tell them just to get the fuck out of your way. Like, I know that sometimes it's hard to do, but you just have to bite the bullet. Like, it's a part of growing up. You just have to say, look, dude, I'm not interested. I'm never going to be interested. Just stop. And that's basically it. That's basically it. Like, it's kind of hard, but get over it. This one is from Sophie Mills. It's kind of like the last one. So I guess you don't have to go too much in detail, but how to tell someone that likes you that you don't want to date them without hurting their feelings. Is there a way to do that?
I'd say you focus on trying to build up their esteem even though you're telling them something they don't want to hear. You have to tell them, you know, this is a certain type that I like and you just aren't that type. Whatever you need to do to kind of help soften.
It's not you, it's me.
There's a reason that's a cliche, I'm just saying. But I mean, it doesn't mean you don't mean it. It just means that you can, you know, go into yourself and think about what you like about this person and tell them that they have these good qualities and try to, you know, bolster them up a little bit.
Now, Sophie, I think this is gonna be incredibly hard to do because, yes, all right, so you're gonna hurt their feelings a little bit. There's nothing you can do about that. You're basically rejecting somebody. I guess you can minimize the amount of rejection by like kind of making it more about yourself, but like I would just highly suggest just biting the bullet, like I said before. Like, you can't just worry about other people's feelings all the time, because if you did that, like, the world would just go into chaos. You have to sometimes worry about yourself. And sometimes dragging on these situations makes it even fucking worse. So just do it. Just get it done quickly, like a fucking Band-Aid, like my mom said. This question is from Septic Fan I Don't Know, IDK. That's because...
What's septic?
Septic, there's a guy named Jacksepticeye, and he's a YouTuber. And then there's another one called Dan and Phil, which is fan. So when you're a fan, you're PHAN. So that's what they are. I'm really anxious for a relationship and that I won't know what to do and I'll just be awkward. Anything you have to say?
This is a harder one because are you dating someone right now or are you just looking so far? If you're already dating someone, take a step back and relax and just go with the flow. If you are not dating someone, I'm going to say go out and just start doing stuff on your own a little bit to meet people. Do stuff that you like, that you enjoy. Look up classes, whatever you got to do. I know that's old school, but it does help to get out and about and just meet people and get a better sense of yourself too. So, I mean, you have the dual benefit right there. You have something that helps you and it's something that's getting you out there. So that would be my suggestion.
If you're really anxious about a relationship, you're gonna have to sit there and think about, are you really interested in having a relationship? Because a lot of times people are so worked up about being with somebody else that they forget that they kind of need their own time to themselves. And I know a lot of people are so upset because, oh man, everyone else has these relationships, these perfect relationships, relationship goals, hashtag relationship goals. You know what we need to do? We just need to sit there and focus on numero uno, which is you. All right, so everyone just sit there for a minute. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Worry about what the fuck you're doing. You can't love or help anyone else if you don't know how to love and help yourself. It's one of those things that people forget about and they say to other people, but they never take that kind of advice to themselves. That is exactly what it is. But it's one of those things that I'm gonna say over and over because it's true. It is very true. Just sit there and think about it for a minute and realize that if you don't take care of yourself, no one's gonna want you. You know what I mean? This one is from Catherine Maynard. All right, I have a crush on a guy, but I'm too shy to talk to him and I don't think he even knows I exist. What should I do? Love you, heart, heart. Oh, love you too.
Catherine, that was adorable. I am often shy as well. And the ways I got myself to not be shy is not something I would probably want to tell some younger person because it involved shots of alcohol.
I would tell you that.
I always had a friend intercede on my behalf.
Oh, I have a friend who likes you kind of thing?
Yes. That always, I mean, at least you get it out there.
True, and you don't have to do it. But it's embarrassing, but
like for 2 weeks prior, put a lot of extra effort into how you look.
That's a good idea.
Flaunt.
Yeah.
Flaunt it.
Make yourself sexy. Well, I mean, sexy for your age. Maybe put a little
attractive.
bit attractive. Beautiful.
Just put a little
gorgeous.
Extra effort into yourself.
Yeah.
Like today, I had to put on makeup. It was painful.
I'm sorry.
I know. It's all your fault. Do that for a couple of weeks. If that doesn't get any attention, get a friend involved.
That's true. Everyone has that one friend too that just
one that just doesn't give a shit.
Right? They're like, oh, I'll go tell him. You know, that was me. I was that friend.
Come on.
I mean, I wouldn't tell anyone I liked them, but I'd tell everyone who everybody else liked.
Yeah.
I was that person. Catherine, you're gonna have to make sure that he knows you exist. Now, how you do this? There's several ways you could do this. There's several ways to make sure that people know you exist. Now, you could play the funny route and somehow make a mockery of yourself and embarrass yourself in front of the whole entire school. That way he'll know you exist. Because everyone will know you exist if you do it that way. But you run the risk of being made fun of. However, if you own up to it and you kind of embrace the embarrassment, it kind of works out in your favor sometimes, depending on the level of embarrassment. However, a lot of people aren't willing to do that. So we're gonna go to plan B. And that is just basically put yourself in his way as much as possible. He's got to see you as much as possible. If you need to, you make yourself look damn good. All right, you make yourself look so unbelievably good that even the birds are talking about you. They're like, shit, I'm gonna peck at that later. Granted, I don't know what age you are, so we're going to assume that pecking is kissing. So if you just keep putting yourself out there, put yourself in his way, make sure that you are seen somehow, I don't know, make yourself different than everybody else. You want to be different while still looking fabulous. So find out what makes you fabulous and different and beautiful and embellish that and then someone's gonna come and see you. They're gonna notice you. And if this guy still doesn't notice you, well, he can go fuck himself, because you put a lot of effort into yourself, and that's all that fucking matters. This is from Ken Bingham, but it's a girl, so I'm saying girl. What is the definition of love? What does it really mean? Is it worth my time? This got deep.
Yeah, that's really deep. There's many definitions of love, and it's always worth your time. As far as the true love between two people, the behaviors vary, but the end-all be-all tends to be that is the first person you want to tell when there's something important going on, when there's something bad going on. They're the first person you think of when you just want to go home at night and just vent. There's a lot of aspects to it. Yeah. You know, you get to know somebody and you can just look at each other and you know what the other person's thinking. You know, like, oh crap, what just happened there? You know, you don't have to say anything, just a look. A lot of people that you wouldn't think would find love have found it.
With people that you didn't expect that they were gonna find it with.
Right.
I mean, look at Fred Flintstone and his wife.
I know, what was she doing with him?
You know what? She saw something in him. And he was a dick. He always got in trouble.
He was pretty obnoxious, wasn't he?
So, I mean, like, it's not even a personality thing, in my opinion. So,
right.
she might have been like a chubby chaser or something. I don't know.
She might have been.
Love definition. There's several. As a noun, it is an intense feeling of deep affection to a person or thing that one loves. A deep romantic or sexual attachment to someone. A personified figure of love, often represented as Cupid. Those are some definitions of love. But what does it really mean? Well, it basically just means that you just have some type of unconditional feeling for somebody. Like, when you love someone, you think of them not for what they can do for you, but what you can do for each other. I mean, it is technically a give and take type of thing. When you love something or someone, you want to give as much as you take from it. There's no such thing as a one-way relationship where one person gives all the time and one person takes. Because even in situations like that, where say someone's got more money and they're always providing for them, a lot of times the other person's providing something else. It might not be monetary, it might be emotional support, it might be making them dinner every day and just taking care of them. I don't know. People have this balance, the yin and the yang, and that is absolutely true. Real true love is yin and yang and meshing together and becoming this weird just glob of crazy and stupid and goofy, and that's what it is. At least that is to me. At least me and love has always been humor and affection. Those two things together have always given me the strength to love and want to love. Now, is it worth your time? Well, if you find it, it is. This is from someone who's been following me forever, and it's from Sophie. I haven't taken my girlfriend on a date yet. Any ideas of what to do? So she's already dating her.
Right.
And I mean, it's getting close to Valentine's Day, so I'm thinking they should incorporate that somehow.
Right. Okay. Sophie. Well, my first thought is everybody's going to tell you it's not about money, it's about the thought. And that is going to actually be true. You will spend some money though, but try to do it in a way that proves that you are thinking of specifics about that person. What do they like? What do they dislike? Get a basket full of stuff, junk foods they like. Their favorite beer, their candies.
Where should they go though?
Where to go?
I mean,
good luck finding a place to go. You're gonna have to cook.
Ooh, cook, that's a good one.
You're gonna have to cook. Look up a recipe. I'm gonna suggest you cook it ahead of time to test it out because you might mess it up. Just to give yourself a little, leeway for how to make sure it comes out correctly.
God knows how many fucking meals we've ruined.
I'm pretty sure it was all your fault.
What? You burned the weenies at one time. I don't know what you're talking about. I
have no clue what you're talking about. None.
Mm-hmm. Dates. All right. So this is one of those things where you really have to pay attention to the other person. All right. Think about what they enjoy. Now, it doesn't have to be a lot of money put into this. It doesn't have to be a lot of embellishment, but the simplest, stupidest things can make someone remember something forever. So you might have to put a little bit of money into it, but a lot of times just going to a really amazing concert is a good way to start it. So think of something that they liked, a specific artist maybe, or if they like going to museums, that's really nice. If they like art, that'd be a great one. Find an art museum nearby. Maybe not like a huge one, but something. Or if they have like art galleries, or maybe they have some type of art shop and you just kind of go in there and kind of look around. Sometimes the best dates are just ones where you just walk from store to store. Like I believe one of my favorite times with Kiefer is when we just walked around downtown Ann Arbor and walked into clothing stores and just looked at clothes, because both of us love clothes. Like that is something that we bond over all the time. We both really like clothes, especially him being in the fashion world and me being in the media world. We're kind of like meshed and we belong together because of that. So think of something that you enjoy and they enjoy and trying to just like mesh it together. I don't know what that is for you per se, but I hope my examples help. Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you guys enjoyed these advice questions. I'm curious to see if you enjoyed having two different types of advice, because I'm sure I gave much different opinions than you did.
But mine's better.
But listen to me. I'm the person you come to here.
I'm the mom.
But I'm the person you come to. I'm not a trained professional, mind you, nor is she.
I raised this one.
That's true. But remember, the disclaimer, neither of us are trained professionals, and we don't exactly know what we're doing / talking about. So take this with a grain of salt, and anything that happens with our advice that you do is not our fault. I feel like that's good enough disclaimer.
Sure.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a like, subscribe to my channel so you can see more of these kinds of things. And if you want to see more advice questions, well, just like, tell me, let me know. Go on Twitter. I do the hashtag AskChad every once in a while, and I'd like to do more.
Ask Chad?
What did I say? Maybe I should emphasize the ask
Chad.
I don't know.
When I used to say tip money. Yes.
Tip money? Okay, well, anyways. I guess it could be, well, I don't know, that might be I should check that, see if that's a hashtag later. There's Ask Chad. Anyways.
How about that?
And don't forget, guys, I have all my social media in the description below, so if you want to check those out, they're like right there, they're like a click away, as well as my other channel, WhatsItToYa Productions, which is down there as well, where me and Tim and David and Adam do a bunch of stupid crap all the time each week, so you can go ahead and click that. So until next time, my little sweethearts.